the most difficult things I know traders face, both beginners and already existing traders, even some professional traders, is entry models, how to enter trade. You know, we have a lot of traders who can analyze their charts very well. They know the right direction of the chart, but when and how to enter a trade becomes a problem. Guys, in today's video, I'll be teaching you one of the strategies I use to enter a trade. I have different ways I enter a trade, where we can talk of candlestick rejections, candlestick patterns, break and retest, loss of momentum, SMC entry models, a lot. I have a lot of entries because there are some points where price will be at your point of interest, where you'll be looking for that one entry, you know, and you might not see. Doesn't mean you are going to let the market know. So you have to learn different types of entry strategy. If you don't see this one, then you bring in another one. If you don't see the one you are looking for, then you bring in another one. Now, when you see all these entry strategies, you can enter a trade knowing what your risk management is. So one of the entry strategies I'm going to teach you, personally, I have said I'm going to teach you all my entry strategies. So the first one I'll be teaching you today is candlestick rejections. I'm going to show you all these on the chart, how I take entries with candlestick rejections. If you've not subscribed to this channel, I can tell you that you are missing a lot. Hit on that subscribe button. Don't waste time at all. Just hit on that button. Let's go. So on this chart, we have our first shoulder here. Let's see, and we also have our second shoulder at the other end. You know, this is our first shoulder, this is our second shoulder, and this is the head. All right, now when you look on the second shoulder, you would see that we have a kind of rejections here immediately. Let me just take this out. You can see the rejections we have here. You can see price is rejecting this point. Price has started rejecting this side, this rejection, this rejection, this rejection. So we have multiple rejections that are falling on the other left shoulder. All right, and we also have the head here, so it means I am combining it with a chart pattern. So right after seeing these rejections, what will I do? I'll just enter my trade directly without stress. Now on the same rejection too, you can see we have this candlestick pattern. So it means I've put together a lot of confluences, and this is a 1 hour time frame. So you can see the rejections, where the rejections are started from. Price has started rejecting this point. We have these rejections. We have all these candlestick rejections, which is also falling on the left shoulder of what we just saw. So right after this, I just pick my long position to drop it here. Let's see, long position to drop it here. Then my take profit will be a little below the zone, or a little below the candlesticks here. Then my take profit will be to the nearest support or resistance. So this will be the nearest support, or even this side, this will be the nearest support or resistance, and we have a risk to reward of 1:5, which is almost 1:6. So let's see what happened right after the rejections. You can see how everything has happened. You can see, so our take profit is triggered nicely. You can see the rejections here. Even right after our engulfing candle, we still have some rejections here. So this is also another form of entry strategy you can use to enter trades. And when you move to the lower time frame too, you can find the same thing. And also on the higher time frame, I am on the 1 hour time frame. Let's look for another example. So this is also another example. And then right here, where price is currently, you can see that we are having a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, high. So something like this, you already know what is going to happen. Right? Means you are going to have something like this too, back to this zone. Now it will depend on what we have here previously. That will tell us if we have to sell back to the downside, or we continue buying to the upside. And when you see what is going on here, you will see that price is on a very strong resistance zone. That is why we had it moving to the upside. So obviously we would have to be looking for buying opportunity. Now this is what has happened here, and when we also use our trend line, let's use our trend line here. We are looking for multiple rejections and as an entry. So let's look for our trend line also here. You can see our trend line right here. We have the first touch, we had the second touch, we had the third touch here already. So what are we going to do? We are just going to enter our trade right from here. But before that, let's look at another thing on at this point. This is our support zone, which has the multiple rejections. So we already have the multiple rejections on the trend line, and we are having the multiple rejections again on this zone. This is a very strong support zone on the lower time frame. We are now on the 1 hour time frame. So you can see that we have a multiple rejections here, which is already telling us what price will do because of our structure. And also right here on our mini support zone, you can see the rejection. So this is where we are going to take our entry. See, price got to that zone, rejected, got there, rejected, got there, rejected, got there, rejected, got there, rejected. Remember, we are trading with the trend. We are not trading against the trend. That is why when you are looking for your entries, you have to know what you are doing, because you are trading with the trend. Now I'll just pull up my long position too, because this place has already rejected. I'm only going to put my XL a little under this zone, then my take profit to this point, because this is a possible point where price can get to. This is a very good supply or resistance zone where price can get to. I can also bring my SL a little below the trend line to be at the safer side. But now that price is already forming series of higher highs and higher lows here, I know where to put my stop loss. Let's see if price is going to trigger our take profit. You see where price has already triggered the take profit. That was very quick and sharp. Look at this long candlestick. That was very quick and sharp, you know. So price broke above, tested this zone, and then break up to the upside. Let's see if we can also get another example of multiple rejections as an entry model. So on this chart, when you look at this chart clearly, you can see that when we draw our resistance zone here, I always say when you are drawing your zone, draw it as a zone but not a line. So now we've drawn our resistance zone over here, and you can see that we already have multiple rejections. We have this rejection here. Let me zoom this thing for you to see clearly. We have these rejections here, this rejection 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 here. And know that we are using multiple rejections as an entry. So right on any of our points of value, we are not going to look for any other entry criteria as to what I am teaching, unless of course you are taking your own trade and you want to look for other entry criteria, or you want to look for another entry as a confluence. But now we are concentrating on using multiple rejections as an entry. So since price has been rejecting this zone, I know you're already thinking of what will happen on this chart right now. So if I am going to take a buy, then I would have to wait for this zone to break above, close with a candle body. So I'm going to have something like this. This candle would have to break above this way and close with a candle body. Then with whatever price action that is around that area or that zone, I can look for a buying opportunity. But for now, I'll be looking for selling opportunity because of these rejections over here. So straight away, so you should know I've already done my analysis. I know the trend, I know what is happening here already. So right from there, I'll just pull out my short position tool, but I'll make sure my SL is a little above the previous high. These are also previous high, but I am going to consider this long wick over there, because price can just get to that long wick, which is this one. Price can just fill this long wick and reverse. To be at the safer side, I'll make sure my XL is a little above this zone. You know, that is why when I'm giving signal in my VIP, sometimes I don't consider 30 pips, 40 pips, 50 pips, or whatever. No, I consider a little above the previous high or the previous low, because these are turning points for market. So that is what I consider most at time, because I usually take my trade on the 1 hour or 15 minutes or the 4 hour. If I get opportunity right there, I enter. That is what I do. So our SL will be a little above the zone and a little above this previous high and our take profit to somewhere here, because it's possible that price can come back and fill this week again before reversing. So let's bring our take profit a little above here. So this is where our take profit is going to be. Now let's see what the reaction of price is around this area. You see nicely price is moving in our favor. You can see because of that multiple rejection, you see immediately we had price coming back to fill this week and that started reversing to the upside. So basically this is how I enter trades with multiple rejections. I have, like I said earlier, I have different types of entry. So if I'm looking for one entry and I didn't get that, I'll move to another entry model, which I'll be teaching you on this channel. So if you've not subscribed to this channel, like I always say, hit on the thumbs up button, hit on the likes button, and also leave a comment in the comment section. And if you're not part of my Telegram channel too, the link is in the description. Just click join the Telegram channel and see the magic that is happening on that channel. I'll see you in the next video, and peace out.